Hey everyone, Joe here, and I'm going to do something kind of interesting. I'm going to do a very specific It Gets Better moment. I'm actually texting someone on the phone who really needs this advice, and it's actually good for everyone to hear. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this advice. Um, Being young and gay sucks. Okay, no doubt about it. Let me look at the camera. No, there's no getting around it. Being young and gay sucks. Being gay sucks. Being young gay and trying to find whether or not someone cares about you for who you truly are sucks the most. And that's when we do things like fall in love with our best friends, or when we fall in love with a straight guy because of various reasons. And we're all going to do this, and we all want to do this because it's about falling in love with what we really were told we should wish to be. Um, so we find a guy we idolize, and we fall in love with them, and a lot of us don't realize that it's a straight guy because it would be easier for us to be straight. That's the truth. And it would be so much easier if it would just happen. And so by being cared for by someone straight and masculine and what we find attractive, and has qualities of attractiveness, and them caring about us and going through the motions of caring about us, is just a way for us to feel normal. And it's the truth. We just want to feel normal. And when we have arguments with them, or they have arguments with us because we say how we feel, and we do things, and when the queer person does things like, when the queer person does things like walk away and get frustrated, it's because we're getting so close to being ashamed of who we are, because we're trying to self-correct. We're trying to be part of a straight heteronormative pairing in a way that isn't censored by a heteronormative society. And that's really hard for us because we're trying to become something we can't be by getting someone to feel a way that they may not be able to feel. So, to be direct, if you're trying to fall in love with your best friend or have them fall in love with you, it's not going to happen, especially if they're straight, because they can't love you the way you love them, because the way you love them is based upon the idea that if they love you, you are somehow better for it. But you're fine. You're perfect the way you are. You don't need someone else to love you to be amazing. You just need to be you. And that's the hardest part about being queer. I mean, even now, like, every time I look down, it's because I feel shame. I feel shame for ever having felt that way, for ever having fallen in love with my best friend, forever, yeah, I feel shame. And the problem is, when you're that age, you feel this overwhelming amount of shame. Well, I mean, for guys between 15 and 25, shame hurts so bad because we're not taught how to regulate emotion. And then when we learn and we feel like weird because we know emotion, we can't balance it sometimes, We can't not be ashamed of feeling because we're told we're not supposed to feel. So, here, let's go. To be direct. When you're just trying to be okay with who you are and be queer, and you start wanting someone who is straight or who has ideal features to care for you, it's because you feel ashamed of yourself. And you have no reason to be anyone out there, because you have to learn to be you, and everyone does that. That's not a gay thing. That is an everyone thing. So be okay with it. It's easier said than done, and it's not really easy said by someone who's gone through it. So just be okay with that. I mean, my advice is, like yourself. Go out there, find a queer group, find a Unitarian Universalist church, find an MCC, a Metropolitan Community Church, find a queer affirming church. Find a Gleason, find any type of queer organization, and join it. And, beware of predators. But, be out there and be yourself. You'll learn to care about yourself naturally. And when you do that, you'll see that when people do care about you, once that happens, that it's better. It's far more than you thought it could be. So, I could go down the list of all the straight friends I've fallen in love with in high school, but I won't. But there's nothing wrong with you, any of you, any baby gay, any baby queer out there looking to be normal. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't be ashamed of how you feel. Don't be ashamed to be angry at people. Don't be ashamed to be anything, because quite frankly, you have the right to be. And whoever says you don't have the right to be, screw them. And do try to give your straight friends who you're putting all these emotions on a little more credit. Think about it this way, especially if it's a straight guy, not only do they have the pressure of trying to figure out how to, get with girls and feeling shame because they're taught that straight thing is something to be ashamed of, now they have someone who they have to deal with their feelings with, which they don't know how to do, and it's not straight. So they're feeling shame from two different things, and society is a bunch of bullshit because of that. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to answer his texts, and I hope this helps him, and I hope this helps a lot of other young queers out there who just don't really have the opportunity to do what they need to do for themselves to be happy, because they don't know how. And first step is be okay with you, like yourself, and contact me if you have any questions, guys.